If I could go back in time to my 20s, I'd love to warn that girl. Today I'm going to tell you stories about hard-learned lessons that I went through with toxic friendships so that you don't have to. I thought these people really cared about me. I thought they really liked me. I thought they were really my friends. They were toxic. One day I woke up. I was running out of money. My grades were really suffering. I had no time for myself. I was so tired. I had to get real with myself. Believe it or not, in my 20s, a friend called me at 4 a.m., asked me to go to the Jersey Shore with them because they just broke up with their boyfriend, Josh, and they didn't know what to do. And they'd been drinking a lot, and they were really, really needing some company. Well, let me tell you, I didn't even know where the Jersey Shore was, but I was there. I went and I picked up this hot mess at 4 a.m., and we found out where the Jersey Shore was. We partied to excess. We spent a lot of money. We took a lot of pictures. We met a lot of strange people and exposed ourselves to things that typically you wouldn't do every day. The hot mess relationship, I'd just like to say, is really spontaneous, and it's built around a lot of dopamine, a lot of energy here. It's about doing things that are new, and you create a lot of memories. But I'm going to tell you that you don't necessarily get anything in return. It's sort of like this flash of light, and you can have flashes of light and hot mess relationships with a lot of drama, a lot of last minute spontaneous events. But this doesn't fill your heart when you're alone, or it doesn't necessarily give you comfort when you're lonely. It will give you memories, and you may look back at that trip to the Jersey Shore and say, wow. But if that friend calls at 4 a.m. 5 years later, I wonder, would you pick up the phone? I'll tell you personally, I didn't, because I had learned that the hot mess left me with some interesting memories, but nothing really of value that I could count on. And I've learned that the kinds of friendships that give energy back to you are really valuable and sustaining. Now I'm going to talk about the twin relationship. So in my 20s, I was at a party. It was a really beautiful evening, and I met a new person who spent a lot of time talking with me that evening. She was very interested in what I was wearing. She was so interested in me, it was kind of peculiar. She noted the type of coffee drinks I like to drink, what I was reading. She was very complimentary overall about my style and people that I knew. And by the end of the evening, I realized that I had spent like over 3 hours with her, and it was almost like an interview. So it was strange.
2 weeks later,
I met her at a party, and sure enough, she was wearing the same outfit that I had been wearing at the first party that we met at. And she actually came up to me and was looking for me and said,
Priya, I got the same outfit that you were wearing, and it was even on sale.
And then she went on in her conversation to tell me why she understood why I liked the coffee that I drank, because she had bought a bunch of it, and that she was very interested in the book of poetry that I was talking about the last time we met, and she had been reading a lot more of those poems. And I was a little bit freaked out because it was so one-sided and strange. So I like to call these relationships twinships. And a little bit of copying style goes a long way. But this was almost as if this person had no identity, and they had completely glommed onto me to provide them with a sense of self. So I'd just like to add a little bit more that it wasn't just this one party where they copied what I was wearing. I actually entered into a toxic friendship with them that went on for years. I felt very sorry for this person, and I always felt like they needed so much, and they did. But, after a while, it got really annoying that they had nothing to contribute original of their own, that they were always taking. And I kind of was interested in if they had any kind of personality or style. I was getting really tired of this, and it took a lot of time and a lot of skill, but I was able to separate myself. Let's talk about the exploiter. You look so good. You need to be with us. You always get good grades. Come and study with us. Oh, we'll meet you down at the club at 8 o'clock. Well, sure enough, they weren't there at the club. The grade thing was just about helping them study so that they could get better grades. They never shared their notes. And looking good, boy, was that always an issue. You look good one day, then you gain 5 pounds, then you're a mess, then you're a wreck. It's never enough. And they always have some weird comment about how you look or how it's not good enough. The exploiter tends to take advantage of your good nature and your generosity. You end up spending a lot of time making them feel good about themselves, giving them things, whether it's money, time, or your notes from class. The thing is with the exploiter is they present themselves in such need and that you're in such a situation to help them. So they exploit your generosity and you kind of feel obligated to give to them. So another example is you may find yourself, or I found myself in a situation where I was really down. I had lost my cat. And I was in a relationship with someone who said, hey, you lost your cat. I'll be around to take you out to dinner and make you feel better. Well, they never showed up. I was confused. I got a call the next day saying,
I'm so glad you're not like those other needy people who suffer when their animals died.
I don't know what was going on, but it's almost like they just were promising me that they would give me some comfort and exploiting my time by just leading me on with these false promises. And then when you need them, they don't show up. In my 20s, the controller friendship was really difficult for me. I really got sucked into a lot of relationships that I call the controller type. I never really felt free to express my feelings. I felt this overwhelming pull to help another person feel good, do what they want to do, see the world the way they wanted to. And it was really strange. The controller doesn't necessarily tell you how they want to be treated. It's more like they've got this funk around them. They've got this gloom around them. Subtly over time, you feel like you're the only person who can bring sunshine into their life. You're the only person who makes me feel good, Priya. Only you, Priya. Priya, come out and play. Well, at the end of the day, you may have so many other responsibilities that you're not able to fulfill this controller's needs. However, I call them the controller because through their sense of emptiness and guilt-producing behavior, your behavior, your freedom is controlled by them because it feels so horrible to feel guilty, like I didn't help them out enough. I didn't give them what they needed. Now, they're not telling you directly what they need, but they're implying it by their behavior. For example, if you don't go to the movies with them on Friday night because you're studying for an exam, they shut down, they cry, they send you sad texts with just emojis. Not, I feel bad when you don't go out with me. Or they just don't understand logical reality, that they are not the only person in the world. And as a friend, it would be really nice for them to understand that you have other needs too. The controller really ekes into your life, really leaks and gets into all the nooks and crannies. And it was for me, really hard to free myself of that and realize that it's one life per person, that I cannot carry this person's emotional needs on my back all the time. To me, it felt like I was until I stepped back and got a clearer perspective and realized that this person's emotional needs were really overwhelming. And I had the right to take care of my emotional needs. And maybe this relationship was toxic. So there you have it. So my personal experiences with toxic friendships. I know you guys have had some experiences with toxic friendships. Tell me about them. Send them in the comments. We could even shout out some experiences, and I'd love to talk about them in a video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye-bye.